Welcome back. This channel is geared toward young men who find today's society confusing. Previously, I discussed how poor personal presentation will cause a man to lose power. Failure to develop value will cause a man to lose power. Value is the primary means one uses to translate power into money. People that earn high incomes provide value to others to get that income. Think of anybody that makes a high income and then think of the value that they provide. It is important to understand this concept of creating value to obtain power. Deliver value. People pay for value. It is therefore incumbent for a person to figure out how to deliver value to others. Every individual must go on a journey to figure out how they are able to provide value to others. The sooner one understands this concept, the higher probability of financial success that person will have. Value is not equal. Different goods and services will have different values. It is often relative scarcity that will cause one good or service to have more value than another. Think of people that earn a lot of money. Chances are they are able to do things that only a few people can do successfully. An NFL quarterback recently signed a 4-year contract for $72 million. There are very few men that can successfully play NFL quarterback. Since the quarterback is often a key position on the team, and a team now has a low probability of being successful with a below average quarterback, a good quarterback provides a lot of value. Not everybody is able to be a professional athlete. But everyone needs to understand the concept of scarcity when it comes to providing value to others. Being able to do something that a lot of people want but very few people can do will allow one to create a lot of value. Always create value. Value can be created in several ways. A strong work ethic and exceeding expectations are a simple way to create value. A friend of mine works in the grocery industry. He told me when he began working for the grocery company that he tried to do more than the other workers. He bagged faster, he collected shopping carts quicker, and cleaned faster than the other workers. He was rewarded with promotions and is now a manager. This is how a strong work ethic can create value. If a person exceeds expectations at a job, then an employer will see that person as one that provides value and will want to keep that employee. The employer will seek to do this by giving the employee raises, bonuses, and promotions. The employer will also many times try to create a work environment that is comfortable, pleasant, and stress-free as possible so as not to lose such a good employee. Judge value correctly. It is extremely important to judge your value correctly. This will allow you to get the most compensation for the value that you create. It is important to get the highest return for the value that you provide to others. Beware of employers, superiors, and clients that seek to exploit your value rather than properly compensate you for the value that you provide. As one becomes better well known, more opportunities will arise to translate value into higher income. In sports, this process is done annually through free agency. Top athletes are able to get a higher compensation for the value that they provide to new teams, because these teams will bid for the athlete's services. This happens in other industries as well. Top attorneys are able to charge higher fees because of the power of perceived value to potential clients. Be loyal to an employer, but always insist on an employer being loyal to you. Be ready to look for another employer that will compensate you for the value that you provide if you believe that a current employer is not doing so. However, be prudent not to overplay your hand. Understand scarcity. Many employers will pay more for employees that create value. However, understand that there are limits to compensation for certain goods and services. It is also necessary to understand the concept of substitution. Different goods and services will have different values. Scarcity is the concept that there is a limited amount of goods and services versus the unlimited wants of the people that desire those goods and services. When something is in limited supply but desired by many, then that item will be more valuable relative to something that is plentiful and not many people want to possess. If one possesses a rare baseball card that many desire, then the owner can command a high price for that card due to its scarcity. However, if one possesses a card that many have and others do not really want, then the owner of that card cannot command a high price. The same concept holds for employment. No matter how much of value a clerk at a grocery store provides to a supervisor of that store, the clerk cannot command a compensation that is as high as a physician or an attorney. This is because if the employee demands too high of a compensation, the supervisor will be able to substitute a worker that provides less value for a lower wage. In this case, the worker must find a profession that is scarcer than that of a grocery store clerk in order to obtain a higher wage. The next two videos will touch on how to create more value. It is important to understand that power comes not from what you can get from others, but from what you can give them. What you give them is value. These videos will deal with developing skills and talents. Both are important in order to provide more value to others. Be sure to subscribe to this channel. Thanks for listening.